Adoption Awareness Conclave today in this beautiful city of Visakhapatnam. Before I begin my presentation, I would like to convey my heartfelt support and gratitude for the support extended by the Government of Andhra Pradesh, Department of Women and Child Welfare for hosting this program and making such good arrangements at such short time. Thank you very much. As you are aware, the November month is celebrated as the Adoption Awareness Month throughout the country every year. This year also, we have been conducting these programs across the states in this month. So far, about 20 programs have been held on adoption awareness in different parts of the country, and other states are also following. For example, tomorrow, Tamil Nadu is hosting a program, Karnataka is doing it. Telangana just finished one. So like that, about 20-25 programs have been hosted on adoption awareness throughout this month. Today is the National Conclave. We are celebrating it here in the city of Visakhapatnam. The theme for this year is non-institutionalized rehabilitation of children with special needs. Every year we select a theme for the National Conclave. Last year the theme was foster care and adoption of older children, and this year we have selected rehabilitation of special needs children as a theme for the year. If I may, if I look at the whole adoption scenario, we see that there are large number of children in the SARS and the child care institutions across the country. Most of the parents want to adopt children between 0 to 2 years or 2 to 4 years. The older children, it is the older children and the special needs children who are difficult to be adopted. Most of them spend their entire childhood in the child care institutions. So while last year we took up the theme for adoption of older children and created awareness and sensitization, this year we thought that we should take up the next segment, that is the special needs children who need to be adopted. And this whole platform, the program today, this conclave today talks about creating awareness, promoting awareness of legal adoption as a preferred means of family-based care for children. This is also a day when we talk to our stakeholders to sensitize them about various challenges and gaps, and also seek their feedback and recommendations on how to promote the adoption of special needs children. Today, this platform will be used for discussion, deliberation, and sharing of best practices in adoption and child welfare. Today, we will also have a session on by a very special invitees, experience sharing session, very special from Telangana, who will be sharing their experiences of adopting these special needs children. Apart from that, the states will also be sharing their experiences on how they have handled this particular subject and what best practices they have been adopting to promote the adoption of special needs children. So today we have for this conclave representatives from SARAs, DCPUs, child welfare committees, adoptive families, officials from across the country. About 18 states and 2 union territories have been represented. So it's a very good response that we have had at a very short notice. People have come all the way from different parts of the country, including Tripura, Arunachal Pradesh, Andaman and Nicobars to participate in this conclave. So it's truly a national conclave that we are hosting today. When we talk about the theme of these special needs children, basically we are talking about providing family-based care for children. At the heart of our deliberations today is one simple truth. No matter how good an institution is, how well run it is, ultimately it cannot and it can never replace the care, the support, and the emotional grounding that a loving family can provide. This is especially true for the Divyang children, because not only are they battling their own disabilities on a daily basis, but they also bear the burden of abandonment and vulnerability. So it is very important that we talk about this subject, and we make sure that more awareness is created so that these children go into family-based care. Now, what happens in the institutions is that individual personalized care is not available to the children. But when they go into a family-based care, when they go into adoption, each special needs child gets specialized attention, medical attention, and then they are able to they also get the emotional support. Now we have seen, if we talk to the doctors across, we find that when with more emotional support, with more love and care, even the physical disabilities get better and better. So today we have a family who will be sharing their experiences where the child has become normal because of constant care and support. So that is the kind of impact that individual care has on the special needs children. We have also spoken to several children across, even those who have gone into international adoptions. So I would like to share, and also with this gathering, that recently we had about 13 children who were visiting us from Belgium. They were all special needs children, and they were brought by their AFAs. So one of the child was a world champion in rock climbing. And when we asked that how that child had become a world champion in rock climbing, so she had disability in the legs. She did not have limbs. So she was on a wheelchair. So she informed us that her mother was a rock climber herself. So she inspired this child, trained her, and then she became a world champion. So she shared pictures of the videos of this thing. There was another child, sir, all grown up. He was a business. He had become a successful businessman. He very proudly was displaying pictures of two Mercedes that he owned. So persons also in institutions, they are just one of the many children. Sometimes that attention is not available. Even finance may not be available. In individual families who adopt these special needs children, they are able to take care of the health. Of course, sir, we have been discussing about what additionally the government can do to support such parents, so that we can share that responsibility of the parents when they adopt special needs children. That is also a part of the various discussions that we are having in our regional consultation workshops. And we hope that by the end of this year, we will be able to come forward with some policy recommendations on promoting adoption of special needs children. But the limited point that I'm making is here that when children are adopted, they grow differently. They become emotionally more stable. They are able to reach their full potential. They are sometimes able to recover from minor disabilities that they have. And not all special needs children are, are difficult to manage. For example, some of them may have very minor disabilities, and it is easy to adopt them and take care of them. Again, we had one American couple, sir, about 2 weeks back. Again, they had adopted two special needs children from Telangana. You might be knowing Anita Garu. So two girls who were severely autistic. Those siblings were adopted by an American couple. And when we spoke to them that what motivated them to adopt the children, they said these children, all parenting is difficult. Just that this parenting is different kind of thing. That's the kind of emotion that motivates people. And of course, we will be having more experience sharing. If we look at the total adoption figures, last year we had about 4,515 adoptions in the country, and special needs children were 83 last year in domestic adoption, and about 230 special needs children, really going up over a period of time. From 2020-21, when there were only 8 special needs children who were adopted domestically, because as per the Hague Convention, there is a general trend towards discouraging children across countries, inter-country adoption countries. So that number is steadily coming down. So again, sir, if we look at the data of special needs children residing in SARS and CCIs, as on date, we have, and the largest number is those of the older children between 14 to 18. All of you who are here, you are already our stakeholders, the DCPU, CWCs, SARS, CCIs, SARAs, etc. You know how the system works. What is the schedule in the adoption regulations by which the categorization of special needs children takes place? There is a medical test which is conducted as soon as the child is brought into the institution within 1 month. After that, SARS fill up the various forms. And means that we have a series of continuous grievances which are coming from parents, where number of normal children, special needs children get categorized as normal children, and they go into referral. And when the child gets a special needs child gets referred as normal child, then the parents raise a grievance. So this is a continuous grievance that we've been having. We see that about 30 to 40 cases, such medical grievances are raised at the level of CARA. And then what we do is, from our end, first we block the child so that it doesn't go into a referral cycle again. Then we manage the seniority of the parent who had who unfortunately got the wrong referral, and then we send the file, then send the case back to the CMO so that they can recategorize the child. Now all this is a very cumbersome process, and the child's adoption gets blocked because we have to block the child until the CMOs revert to us with a special categorization. So this is an issue that we need to address. Basically, at the level of SARS and CCIs, the correct categorization needs to take place so that the parents are not this thing. So I urge, all the representatives from the states who are here, the representatives from SARS and CCIs, that whenever you are doing the first medical examination, kindly make sure that if there is even 1% doubt that the child might be a special needs child, kindly refer that child to the CMO so that the correct categorization takes place. That will help the adoption of the children. Now you are also aware that these special needs children can be adopted without any waiting period by the PAPS. This message needs to go out to as many people as possible. Yesterday we had a small meet with some of the creators here, and most of them did not know about this process. So again, at the level of states, sir, I would also urge you to also speak on this, sir, that we need to spread out this message as much as possible to the PAPs and to the parents who are waiting, that there are special needs children who might be having very minor ailments, who can be perfectly all right given love and care and attention, and create this awareness so that more parents come forward. Again, sir, I will give one example of a case that I saw in one of the SARs in Telangana. There was this child who, and I think I mentioned it earlier, there was this child, sir, whose nose was kind of disfigured. She was about a 2-year-old child. And when we saw that child, we said that what happened to her. So she was found lying in a dustbin. So a dog had bitten her nose, and the face was disfigured. And she needed some cosmetic surgery was required. So when we said that, why don't we do it? I mean, we can do it. So we were informed that the doctor had said that it will take another 2 to 3 years for the surgery to take place. It's not the right time to do the surgery. Now we will have to wait for 2 to 3 years for this surgery to take place. Until then, no one is going to adopt the child because it's a special needs child. If we can send out a message that such children, if they can be adopted at that stage itself and later surgery can be performed, it's a perfectly normal child otherwise. So this myth in the mind of the people, this misconception that all special needs children have severe ailments and they cannot be adopted, I think we need to bust this myth. This misconception needs to be removed. That there are children, so many children in categorized as special needs, who might be suffering from minor ailments like developmental delays or malnutrition or a cleft lip. All those children are also categorized as special needs children, but they can be adopted. We should not wait until surgeries are conducted by government, because by that time they will be older, and again the new cycle of older children not being adopted will begin. So this is a message that we need to send out, and this is the idea of having this national conclave today, that we need to talk about these issues related to special needs children.